mean, I guess also for you, what kind of sense of relief was there that for at least 3 quarters, like I said, none of those foul trouble, shooting woes, perimeter three, somebody else catching fire on the other team, like, none of those issues cropped up. Like on this stage, as a coach, like you can't prepare for everything. Like how nice was that?
Well, we've had a lot of close games this year, and I think anytime you have games down the stretch against Colorado State, against UNLV, it prepares you for a moment like this. And I always say there's 2 things: you're either prepared or you're not prepared. And we were prepared, we executed. Okay, everybody was locked in. I think that's a big message. Anytime you can get your entire team locked in. And the other message in the locker room was just everybody contribute to winning. That's what we did today. And you were talking about Jada earlier. I mean, what she doesn't show up in the stat sheet. I mean, just keeping the ball alive, okay, staying active defensively. But I mean, just that buy-in today was critical.
I know you mentioned momentum, building momentum into the tournament. That didn't happen, but can you build momentum in the tournament? Is that just as good or even better?
Hey, anything can happen in a tournament. I think everybody knows that. And, you don't, every game is important clearly, but you don't look past your first game. Okay, we'll enjoy this, momentarily and then get ready for a battle tomorrow.
The scoring lift that Milani brought early, obviously you've seen her do it better than anybody in program history, but how crucial was that, on this stage, just for her to give that in the first half especially?
Well, she's amazing. I think, she gives up pounds and inches to everybody, and she's relentless. She was, selective, in her shot. She shared the ball, she looked for her teammates, but, when we need a bucket, she's always going to have the ball in her hands. So for her to hit those early shots and you have that momentum, and it creates that momentum once you go down on defense.
What'd you say to Keely after the fourth quarter situation?
Hey, I talked to Keely today. I just told her to relax. Okay, don't worry what happens on the defensive end of the floor. She just needs to know she's capable. Okay, keep believing in herself. Okay, I know she stepped up, hit a 3, but she's a great shooter, okay, and she's a great player. And I think she proved to herself today that she can play defense too.
And then with Brett Clay, as a recruit, I don't know how much you got to see her in high school, but obviously her numbers, at least state championships speak for themselves. Could you see some of that today that she's been in big moments before?
It's amazing when you have a freshman that can step up and hit big shots, and but she's been doing that all year. And I think anytime you're a freshman and you get quality minutes early in the season, okay, and that combined with just the the level that she played on in high school. I mean, I always say she comes out and competes. Okay, she doesn't let the game affect her. And it matters when you have a freshman that can come off the bench and get 10 points for you.
And then you played San Diego State recently. They shot, I think, 65% from 3. Assuming law of averages, that comes down. Do you like the matchup?
Well, it better come down because we know they can knock down 3s. We know their guards can get downhill. Okay, and all 5 of their players can score. So we have to come with that same mentality. Okay, realize that, hey, even the number 1 seed is vulnerable. Okay, but you got to come out, play hard, take this momentum from this win into tomorrow.
And then it's kind of, how would you encapsulate kind of the grit that it took to pick yourself back up in the fourth quarter and to finish?
Well, we've been doing it for 3 quarters. Okay, and when you're in the last 2-3 minutes of the game, I mean, that momentum through those first 3 quarters, carries you through those last 3 minutes. So I think, again, just that buy-in and everybody believing, okay, in what we're doing, okay, and just that time and score execution was great.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.